Verbs and verb phrases. You've already learned about action verbs and linking verbs. There is one more type of verb, the helping verb. A helping verb is a verb that works together with the main verb to make a statement. The helping verb, along with the main verb, is called the verb phrase. Note that the main verb may be an action or a linking verb. Since a helping verb helps another verb, keep in mind that a helping verb can never be the only verb in a sentence. Let's review the helping verbs. All forms of the verb to be are helping verbs. They are am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. You should already have the forms of the verb to be memorized because they can also function as linking verbs. Other helping verbs include has, have, had, shall, will, can, may, might, must, could, should, would, and do, did, does. You should memorize these helping verbs as well. Notice that some of these helping verbs can also function as action verbs. Sometimes verb phrases can contain more than one helping verb. Here are some examples of helping verbs and verb phrases. The helping verbs are italicized and in green. Is leaving, was thinking, should eat, does dream, might have listened, would have chosen. Sometimes the parts of a verb phrase are separated or interrupted by other parts of speech. Okay, you already know how to distinguish between action verbs and linking verbs. Now you need to be able to determine whether a verb is an action, linking, or helping verb. Let's look at some examples. Amarantha talks a lot. Talks is a verb, and it's the only verb in the sentence. So we know immediately that talks cannot be a helping verb. It doesn't have another verb to help. Now we need to determine whether talks is an action verb or a linking verb. First, is talks on the list of linking verbs? It is not. So, talks must be an action verb. And indeed, talks expresses action. Now let's try a more complicated example. Amarantha is talking a lot. First, let's find the verb or verbs in the sentence. Okay, is and talking are verbs. Is talking is a verb phrase. Remember the definition of a verb phrase. It is a helping verb or helping verbs plus a main verb, which is either an action verb or a linking verb. So, start at the end of the verb phrase. Talking is the main verb of the phrase. Is it an action verb or a linking verb? It is not on the list of linking verbs, and it expresses action, so it is an action verb. Now, let's look at is. Is one of the forms of the verb to be, so it can be a linking verb or a helping verb. But in this sentence, is helping talking. Is a helping verb. Another important rule to keep in mind is that action verbs and linking verbs never work together in a verb phrase. Therefore, is can't be a linking verb because linking verbs and action verbs don't work together. Let's look at one more example. Surprisingly, Amarantha is staying quiet. Again, always begin by finding the verb or verbs in the sentence. Is and staying are verbs. So, is staying is a verb phrase. Now, go to the end of the phrase. What kind of verb is staying? Staying is one of the verbs on the list of verbs that can be action or linking verbs. How is staying used in our sentence? It is a linking verb because we can replace it with an equal sign. Amarantha is equal to quiet. Okay? Now, what kind of verb is? Again, is a form of the verb to be. So, it can be a linking verb or a helping verb. But in this sentence, is helping staying. It is a helping verb. Just as action verbs and linking verbs never work together in a verb phrase, a linking verb and another linking verb never work together in a verb phrase. Therefore, is can't be a linking verb because linking verbs and linking verbs don't work together. The key to correctly identifying verbs is to memorize the linking verbs, the helping verbs, and the rules about which kinds of verbs work together in a verb phrase. If you commit this information to your memory, you will take the guesswork out of the task of identifying verbs. Thank you.